don't mean never having a piece of cake or never having a cocktail, but if you have to have moderation, people want everything right now. It's such a insane society we live in. It really is. And I'm not putting anybody down. I'm not. I am, guilty and a sinner as the next person, but you just need to do things in moderation and be kinder. Let's stop eating dogs and skinning them alive in Yulin, China. Right. Why don't we start there? Because that's one of my biggest pet peeves that I have. Not even a pet peeve. I can't say that. A pet peeve would be somebody chewing in your ear. This is just something that's very close and near and dear to my heart. Right. But let's try to be a little kinder. I almost feel like Ellen DeGeneres now. Be kind to one another. Nobody's kind. The most miserable son of a bitches I meet are on the street. They won't even crack a smile. Right. People don't even smile at you on the street.
Well, they've hardened their hearts. God says, let me take the heart of stone that you put in you and put you in a heart of flesh. If you cannot feel hurt, you cannot feel love. If you've blocked your emotions to pain, then you've blocked your emotions to yourself. You're going to become bitter in your soul. And there's nothing going to let you go from that other than the truth. And there's only one truth. And I looked up in Old English what the word healing comes from. And in Old English, it's actually called Helen. It's Haelan, which actually comes from the word olive oil is in the middle of it. The root of it is olive oil or oil. So, and actually the word Helen means the one who heals. And that's what they used for Jesus' name in Old English. It was Helen. So, I like to say I'm a van of Haaland. Okay. And that means I'm a vanguard army of the one who heals.
Yeah, very wonderful.
Right.
Now, do you have a formula? Do you know, or is it every time you make it, it's a little bit different? Or do you go by exactly 5 drops of this, 4 drops of this, 1 of this?
I have my base formula that I make my concentrate, and then I can actually take that concentrate and infuse it into almost any product that's out on the market today. I could take it to the sunburn company or the skincare people and say, here's a sunburn relief you can just add to your whatever you have now, and it would take away the sunburn pain, and it's just a pain reliever. But in reality, what I'd like to do is I'd like to keep it. I'm going to end up with 5 different products because there's also other things in the Bible about different things where we can specifically target certain diseases. So I'm going to end up with about 5 different oils. I want to keep it very simple. We shouldn't have to have 20 different or 500 different oils you can just mix together in different formulas and kill your cat. You want to do that? You want something safe, easy to use, and effective.
Right. I mean, because that's a little scary. That is.
I've already tested this, so I've literally taken it and applied it on 1,000 people and seen the results with at least 300 of them personally for over time. But the instantaneous results are incredible, just to say the least.
Right. How
people can be, I have one guy who's a ex-motocross racer who has his ankle was crushed. He has steel plates and pins in it. And he said for 15 years he has never been without pain in that ankle a whole day. And there's nothing that takes the pain away from all the creams he's bought, Australian Dream. And he sent me a picture of all this stuff, hundreds and hundreds of dollars of this stuff. And the first time he got my package in the mail, his shoulder, because he also has a bad shoulder because he's broken many bones, was killing him. He's had this pain like 7 times in his life where he just wanted to die. I mean, literally. And he said, then he remembered he got the package. He put the oil on it, and within 5 minutes, the pain went away, and it didn't come back. And usually, nothing but if it relieved it, it would come back. So he called me just mind blown. And then on his ankle, he started using that, and it didn't really relieve it right away at first. So I said, well, just keep playing with it. Put it on, try doing it at night.
Right.
And so he said he figured out that after doing 3 applications, 30 minutes apart, it removed the pain completely for 4 to 6 hours.
So, the bottom line here is for $20, $30, $40, whatever. Right. Your prescriptions cost more than that in the store.
And if the doctor visit's $100.
The pain patches or the TENS unit you're going to use. Right. So for a couple of dollars, it's not going to hurt you.
No, it's actually better than that.
It doesn't hurt you.
No matter what, everything in there is good for you.
Good for you.
Yes,
you have avocado. I mean, I don't know really too much except, if that's what they brought when baby Jesus was born was frankincense and myrrh. But, I mean,
and
all
gold.
the ingredients.
And gold.
No, I never forget gold, honey.
No, you know why they brought the gold? It's because it shows you the value. Back then, gold was money and it was the most valuable thing. So they only brought 3 things to Jesus.
Right.
From the wise men, God called the wise men. So they only brought 3 things. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They didn't bring, Yang Lang or any of the other things I have in there. That's really for smell to make it pleasing.
Of course. But I mean, looking at all these wonderful oils, I mean, I use them. I use most of these. I know about cinnamon. I know the health benefits from avocado. Right. Sage. I sage my house at least every 6 months and get rid of all the negative people that have been in it. All these wonderful things are wonderful. I mean, I don't see anything harmful here, but of course, I am. I'm not promoting this because I've never used it.
Right.
I
And
can't
wouldn't
do
expect
that.
you to. Well,
And I think it's also safe to say that always you should check with your doctor to make sure that you don't have any allergies, maybe to certain oils and so like that, because you don't want any kind of legalities.
there's quite a few ingredients in here, and although they're all natural, some people you might have some reaction. The best thing is just put a little bit on the back of your hand.
On the back of your hand,
right
and
there,
just test
smell it.
There
make sure
you
it doesn't
go.
make you vomit right off.
Yeah,
but
I
in
think
reality,
so
it's a
too.
very pleasant smell. And it can be customized
Right.
to different smells, which I'm going to have a few of as well.
Wow, this sounds wonderful, and I hope that I see you took a little bit out there.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll let me be able to use it at another time.
Absolutely. Well,
so basically, this is 100% natural. Is the name of the company Rainbow?
The company hasn't actually been started yet, formed yet. I'm actually doing
Okay.
that this week, but it's going to most likely be Rainbow Oil Company.
Rainbow Oil Company.
Right.
Wonderful. Pain relief and skincare oil. It's Gordon Pennington. His phone number is 321-537-9430. He's the international distributor, and you can email him at renewcrete.
Renewcrete2@gmail.com.
2@gmail.com. That's RENEWCRETE2@gmail.com. He also has a Facebook page.
Yes, it's called Curate Healing Oils.
Curate Healing Oils.
Curate Now is actually the tag.
And I mean, the list goes on and on about what this oil does for you.
I would like to just go over a few things that are the primary things that it's good for.
Okay.
Number one, with people with ADHD
Mm-hmm.
or drug addicts, they used to be drug addicts. A lot of people, they have stress in their life. It calms you. Myrrh is very good for calming. If you just look up the known benefits medically of frankincense and myrrh, as well as the other products in there, but those first two ingredients, you'll see that there's so many powerful things that they do alone. But it's great for pain relief, wound care. In the Bible, in the story of the Good Samaritan, the guy took him to a hotel. He put oil and wine on his wounds. He didn't say he bandaged them. God's very specific. He didn't bandage it. He didn't do anything else. But I always tell people on serious wounds you bandage it. But literally, you can take a cut and squirt the oil and it stops bleeding. I mean, it's really, really fast as a coagulator. It's really, my dog Flash had a surgery 4 weeks ago, almost 5 weeks ago now, where they came in and broke his bone, and they put a steel plate on the other side of his bone and straightened his paw, and literally all they did was squirt the oil down in the surgical wound, and they stitched him up. And the only thing I did give him was antibiotics because my wife.
Well, because you have to. You want to make sure the dog doesn't have an infection. I don't blame her.
I don't believe that's necessary because I know what my will does. But beyond that, I'm not going to go against the medical profession.
Right.
But he said at least.
And that's smart of you because you have to keep yourself open. Because I mean, Western and English. Eastern medicine, I'm sorry, I said English.
Yeah.
They really do go hand in hand. And you have to be smart enough to say, it's not like a lot of these religious sects that say, oh my God, no medicine, no doctor, no nothing. And these kids are dropping dead left and right. They're not vaccinated.
The main thing is, I know my dog very well, and I can tell you for a fact that when he came out of that surgery, he had a splint on his leg. They didn't put a cast. They just put a splint on his leg because they put the steel plate in there. And literally, he was running around I couldn't keep him down. He was just running around.
Well, he seems
if
to
he
be.
bumped it, it would hurt him a little bit.
He's so precious. He is so precious. We have to get a picture
and his
with him
helped his
today.
recovery a lot because if he stretched down, it hurts a lot. Start looking, I'll put the oil on, and then next day he's just got more motion, more mobility.
Of course.
So it's really, really been amazing.
And it looks like you really love him a lot.
Oh, I do, yeah.
And I do too. And I love Italian Mastiffs anyway. They're beautiful animals. He's got a beautiful face.
He looks like the beast from the Sandlot, really. And everybody tells me he looks like a brown-mouthed cur. Yeah. I've had people say, no, he's a brown-mouthed cur for sure. And I say, no, I got papers. I didn't get to take him to Dominica with me, but I would have loved to have done that.
No, that's okay. I think he was happy being home with your wife.
Well, yeah, he was with other people, not my wife, but that's a longer story.
Anyway,
the point is, my goal is to say, I tell people, look, if it doesn't work for you, I'll give you money, but I've never had anybody ask.
And I think that's important too, because I mean, you're starting out your business and you're looking for investors and you want to, gung ho and do this, and the best way to do that is to give it away and let people try it and see the wonderful things it does. And if it doesn't work for them, then you do give them their money back. I think that's very fair.
Well, one thing I'd like to do is one of my main things is ministry. This whole point of this is to give to the people who can't afford it. So anybody I see is homeless, especially, I give out bottles to, or if they can't afford it, or if they're just sick and I know they won't buy it, I just give it to them anyways. Sometimes I won't even offer to sell it to them because I know they need it more than anything else.
That's kind of
it doesn't cost a lot to manufacture, and as we get the volume up, we can actually bring the pricing down.
Okay.
But the main goal of it is to, if we can make it as an income for people too, because some people are looking for something new to do in their life, and they're not satisfied with what they're doing. So it's not hard if you have a product to just go out and teach people to heal themselves. Jesus is the only one that heals. That's what healing means, the one who heals. But we can go out there and tell them the truth and bring them products that work, which also testify to his truth.
Well, I think this is a wonderful thing, and I can hardly wait to go home and try it. I have a lot of scarring from my melanoma scar removals because I've had skin cancer quite a few times from always being in the sun as a young girl. When the doctor said to me, "What do you use for sun tanning?" Screen protection. I used to use baby oil and iodine.
Right.
So anyway, I'm paying for that very dearly now, but I do have some scarring that I would like to, give it that a shot.
Very good for scarring.
Absolutely. I'm
looking
forward.
This is not even a scar. This is like 5 weeks old.
I can't believe it. I mean, he's showing me a scar that he had on his arm, and I just can't believe.
I put a cigarette out on my arm. It's crazy.
I just can't believe that it looks like nothing now. All right, well, let's not go there with
that.
No,
All right.
We don't suggest you go out and try that.
You're
the inventor of this oil, so you can do those crazy shit things. You can.
No,
you don't
I
let
shouldn't.
other
It's
people
not good to
start
mark the
doing
body.
that.
I don't want
You don't want people to think you're Meshuggah.
I'm not going to cut myself. That's why I said it's harder to find somebody who's hurt rather because I'm not hurt anywhere. I used to have arthritis in my hands. They just went away.
I have to go maybe for surgery. I have a trigger finger and I have displacement from arthritis.
I'm telling you, if you just use this oil,
that's why I'm excited about trying it.
Because
plus I get to see flesh again too.
I think our bodies do because the Bible talks about putting oil on. I think our bodies are just lacking oil on our skin because in reality, you can only get magnesium sulfate through your skin properly. And oil has a lot of it in it, especially olive oil, which actually I'm going to switch the base to olive oil very soon, as soon as I can find a good organic source.
Right.
But one thing you mentioned, cancer, and I just want to leave the last thing if we are finishing this, is a lot of people are struggling with cancer, and just remember that sometimes the cure they're offering is worse than what you're looking at. And, if their job is to scare you into taking their thing, you're going to say, well, I don't know any other options. The main thing I would tell you is if your body is in an acidic state, cancer could grow. If your body's in an alkaline state, cancers die. This is proven medically. So all you have to do is figure out how to get your body from an acidic state to an alkaline state, and cancers will die naturally. Okay? Because cancers cannot survive. They're a fungus.
And of course, like you said, eating well, eating proper, exercising.
Eating alkaline foods. Mangoes and alkaline whole food, kale, watermelon. So you just search for alkaline foods and cut out the processed meats and the high fructose
all
corn
that processed bacon, cold cut sugar.
Sugar turns to acid, and so does wheat. Products just turn to sugar. So eliminate them for a while. Do the Daniel diet for 10 days, and your body's alkalinity will reverse, and it turns into a self-healing organism at that time. Our bodies are made to be self-correcting. They can poison us, so we can still.
But we're wonderful that way. We rejuvenate.
Right.
Anyway, Gordon, please, if anybody wants any further information, you can go look on my page because as of this afternoon, Gordon's interview will be on my Facebook page, which is Eleanor's Elite Radio, my website, eleanor'seliteradioshow.com, YouTube, Spreaker, everywhere. Wonderful. So it'll be everywhere, and I'll be able to send it to you, and you can share it with all your friends as well.
Thank you so much for having me
thank you
today.
So much I'm so glad. And we have to take pictures of Flash because he's just gorgeous. All right, thank you guys, and tune in. You get to hear this whole interview again on my website. Thank you.